I know I promised you that every single time I go to a spot, I would put it up on here. I already uploaded a, like, kind of like a diary throughout the day thing, so you can check that out. Well, I went to, the house is on Purgatory Road, and I went there a while ago with my grandpa, actually, and, I didn't see it at first, and he pointed it out, and he was like, "What's that house in the woods?" And it was abandoned. And at the time, the driveway going up to it had like one of those like horse fences, you know, with like the metal. So you couldn't I couldn't drive my car up in there. So I was like, "Well, we can leave the car on the road and we can go up." And my grandpa was like, "No, no, no, no," because some police officer might, you know, come by or someone like could tow it away. I was like, "Okay, whatever." So I decided I was going to go by myself, but I was not going to go inside because for me, the number one rule is to never go in an abandoned house alone because you never know what would happen. You might get like fall through the floor, or you might get hurt, or something might happen and then no one will ever know. You won't be able to get help or anything and you could die. So, so I didn't go that time, but I looked it up, you know, a little bit, and apparently this house is called Purgatory House, and people say it's haunted, and I was like, shit, right, because, you know, when, I really hate it when every single abandoned house is like, it's because it's abandoned, it's automatically, like, haunted. I'm just like, not every single abandoned house is all haunted, like, I don't get that. Like, some of them are, but, like, some, like, it's stupid. And, so I got a whole bunch of information together, and they said that like the house is haunted because the family who lived there, the girl was like, you know, got like killed in a car accident and like saw this like stupid crap, and I was just like, it's not haunted, but I still wanted to put up my documentary, the house itself, because it was on Purgatory Road. So I just like, you know, I might as well go check it out. So my grandpa was not going to go in the abandoned house anyway, and my friend Nicole has, you know, this like little ghost radar thing on her iPod. I'll explain that later. But so I was like, you know, I might as well take her with me because, you know, she kind of wants to like do all this stuff. And I did not know that when I woke up it was going to be raining, and I was kind of pissed. But we got in the car anyway, we decided to go, and Zach, I made up a plan that Zach was going to drive his car, he was going to drop us off, and we would go in the house, we would do what we have to do, he would go like into town and like, you know, go eat, go to the bank, I don't know, whatever he wanted to do, come back and pick us up, and we would leave. So when we got there, we pulled in, and the driveway thing, the horse fence was gone, and I was like, oh my gosh, like the one time I was there, it was a nice day when I went back with my grandpa and the horse fence was there and now it's gone. My luck, right? So me and Nicole walked up there anyway. We first got in, I was like really creeped out because not like, the house is creepy. Like, you know, in a regular abandoned house, like the windows and the doors like all boarded up. This is not boarded up. Like, it's wide open. And it was just like creepy, and Nicole kept flipping out because she thought someone was going to be in there. Like, she wasn't afraid if like a ghost was going to pop out, but like hobo or someone, you know, doing spray paint work. So she was afraid of that, but I wasn't. I was kind of afraid a little bit, but like I didn't really show it. I wasn't afraid of the ghost part. I was just afraid that someone was going to be in there. So I really like just, it was really weird in there. Like, it just didn't feel right. It really didn't. And it smelled like, you know, that whole old wood smell, and I can't stand that smell because it smells like crap. Sorry, my laptop just went out. And so we were walking around, and first when we first got in, we went the back way because the front door, where the front door was, it's kind of like blocked off by a whole bunch of bushes. So we went through the back way, and it was just like, if we went to the kitchen, it was kind of like bouncy. It felt like like the floor wasn't sturdy, and then Nicole kept looking at me, she's like, it's gonna fall from under us, and I was like, no, it's not, calm down. So we went into like the front part, and that was fine. We're walking around, the thing is like filled with graffiti, like it's just from like over the years. And I have to say, like, it must have been like a really nice house back like when someone was like living in it, because there was like the whole big windows, and it looked like a pretty nice house. And then we went upstairs, and there was nothing really in there. There's this one room with like a rainbow, and I was like, oh, this is like the room I would be in because rainbows make me happy. So we just was like, we were just like walking around and stuff, and then we decided to do some daylight ghost hunting. Now, okay, now I'm gonna get to the ghost radar thing. All right, so Nicole has the thing on her iPod. It's called Ghost Radar, and it's actually like really cool. And when she first downloaded it, she thought it was like, gonna be some fake thing, like it's not actually legit. And one day I was like over her house, and we decided with me, her, and one of our friends to go try this out in a cemetery, and it was like really late at night, like 12 o'clock, and we were like, oh, we're gonna go do this. So we weren't afraid or anything. We just went and we did it, and we went up to it, the ghost radar thing. Now it's kind of like a radar, like you know what a radar looks like with the whole line going like circling, and like when something comes up, like a little ball of light will come up on the radar, and it will like show you. So if it's like the radar and the light's like over here, obviously like the ghost is right there. And so we were like, oh, it's gonna be fake at first, da 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 da. And and also it says words, like you know, like a whole, like you know, you look on Ghost Adventures. It's like my favorite show ever. And they have like this thing where it says like, this is like the words like at the bottom. It's kind of like that, and like translate the ghost thing into human words. I don't know, I can't explain it. And it has that in it too. So we were at the cemetery thing, and it kept like saying a whole bunch of random stuff. Like it was blowing up. Like the thing was blowing up because we were in a cemetery. Obviously, there's a whole bunch of like dead bodies there. So obviously a lot of ghosts are gonna be there. So the thing was blowing up. Then like it was quiet, and then like all of a sudden it said drive, and we were like, drive where? And it was like road, and like we kind of like put it together. I think obviously it meant for us to drive away. So we got all creeped out. We got back in the car, and we were like just talking for a second, and the thing said sitting, and we were like, we're sitting in the car, and it was like sitting, no, and I was like, I guess we gotta leave. So we left, and then we were like sitting. Then we went to go pick up something up at our friend's house, so we still had it on. But then all of a sudden, like, but this ball of light was still on this radar, like right in my back seat. So we think like a ghost like followed us home, and then it kept like, and we were sitting there, we were like laughing, and the thing was still on, and it said laughter, and we were like, that's kind of creepy. And then we were sitting in the car, and because it was cold out, and you know when you breathe and the car's off, sorry, when the car is off, you know like your windows get all foggy, and it was like steaming, breathing, like obviously stating that it was steamy because of our breathing. It was kind of creepy. And then we were standing by my friend's pool, and it kept saying pool, water. It was, so we come to the conclusion that we think this thing is pretty legit. So we decided to use it at this house, and as you can see from the other video that we got a couple pretty good results with it, like the one blurry figure, and it said careful and stairs, and the blurry figure was right by the stairs, so it was really kind of weird. And it kept saying like France, so we think like maybe the people that lived there were French. Like I don't know. So we're gonna go back there at night because it's like in the middle of the day, and I like want to do like this like Ghost Adventures thing where like if you haven't watched the show, you should definitely watch it. It's a show where like these guys get like locked down in this building like that's supposedly haunted like all night. So I want to do like, oh, I want to do that where I get locked in something all night. So I was like, we should do this house, and we'll be in it all night long, and we'll like, you know, try to capture some ghost sounds and ghost videos and all that fun stuff. So we figured out a couple things. Like we didn't hear anything. The one thing I heard was this like a sigh, and I was like, oh my god, did you hear that? And like at first I thought it was just maybe like one of us, but then I reviewed it in the audio. There goes again my laptop. And I was reviewing it, and I like looked, and it doesn't sound like us. It kind of sound like a man, like a more deeper voice, and it creeped me out a lot. So there's obviously something in that house, and people were right, it is haunted. So I'm not, and don't get me wrong, I'm like not afraid of ghosts at all. It just kind of creeps me out that like, you know, I believed in ghosts, but I never thought I'd be like interacting with one. Like I never thought like they would be like, I don't know. It's really weird. So yeah, we'll go one day at night. I just have to get like legit ghost hunting equipment, you know, like those like meters, like when electromagnetic energy, whatever comes up, and the digital voice recorders and stuff, like all that legit stuff. So instead of using that stupid ghost radar thing. Yeah. So Yeah, so Purgatory House, it was kind of cool. Oh, then afterwards we ate at Friendly's, and that was really delicious. And then we got home. Oh, wait. And then we got home, and Nicole was about to go to the bathroom, and she was like, "Oh my god!" And she like ran out of the bathroom. She's like, "Look at this!" And I looked at her leg. This big, big bruise on her leg, and she does not bruise easily. And she was like, because right before we left, she had sweatpants on, and right before we went in the car, she switched into jeans, and she said, "This is a big bruise," and it was not there when I changed. And I was like, "That's creepy." And then like I was like, look all over your body. Maybe there's something else. Maybe there's another bruise. I looked all over my body. I was fine. And then she lifted like her shirt down, and there was like 3 scratch marks going across her chest, and it was. I was like, wow. And she wouldn't have done that because like her shirt was like all the way up to here. Why would she scratch like way below here, like right above her boobs? So it was really weird. But Purgatory House, yeah, it was creepy. And I got like really wet because it was raining and all that junk. So you should watch my other video, the diary, I guess you can say. And yeah, so I'll tell you when other place is coming up. See ya.